The film archive was set up in 1964, precisely on February 1, 1964. And perhaps we are one of the youngest media organizations under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. To start with, it was part of the Film and Television Institute of India, and the whole concept started with realizing the importance of having great films for the academic purposes of the Film Institute, to expose students of the Film Institute to good cinema.
An original magic lantern and some of its hand-painted glass slides are a part of the treasures kept at the NFAI. In 1885, thanks to the superb imagination of Mr. Mahadev Gopal Patwardhan, who invented motion on the painted slides, illusion of animation was created. They prepared hundreds of hand-painted slides on various epic themes. This animated show was a unique entertainment form much before motion picture cinema arrived in India in 1896.
In 1974, NFAI shifted to the Jaikar Bungalow. It is used now as a storage space and shelters a small museum. There, some original painted posters and old Prabhat film artifacts are kept, namely the ones belonging to the classic film Sant Tukaram, directed by V. Damle and S. Fathelal in 1936.
Although we have been making films right from the turn of the last century, the 20th century, the whole concept of preserving this great cinematic heritage caught up with the imagination of the policy makers of this country a little too late. So much so that we have lost almost half a century of filmmaking history in this country, and therefore you can see that most of the films that were made in the early part of the last century were lost irretrievably. So the most brilliant example is that when we are making all tall claims about having the first silent film Raja Harishchandra in our collection, we have to cut a sorry figure before the whole world that we couldn't save the first talkie film, that is Alamara, made in 1931. That has completed 75 years. We don't have even a single frame of that film in this country. It in a way, it's a sad commentary on the state of affairs about the heritage management in our country.
In National Film Archive of India, we have about 16,000 films with us. Now, the criteria I will tell you how the film comes in the archive. Because India produces about 900 films per year, more than that also. So it is not possible to acquire all these films. So being a central government of India section, we have some special category. We go by the state award film, national award, international award film, then the panorama films, popular cinema during the year. About the temperature, we are maintaining, for this black and white, we are maintaining here 15 degrees centigrade temperature, plus or minus 2 is tolerable, and 50% relative humidity, because the moisture or the humidity is most important aspect for this when we are preserving the film. All these films you see here, they are arranged according to acquisition number, because every film will be given acquisition number or the code number, you can say. So after every 2 years, we check the print, and whenever you find any defects, the film started deterioration, any damages are there, the film checker will bring it to our notice.
To start with, the Film Archive was a very humble organization, and Mr. P.K. Nair was the assistant curator when it was set up in 1964. Then along the line he became the curator, and then later he retired as the director of the archive.
When I started the archive in 60s, 64, 60, I looked around the first Indian films which were made by Dada Saab Phalke, and went to his house in Nasik, met his sons and daughters and talked to them and everything, and finally unearthed a lot of bits and pieces which was kept with the family in Nasik. And that was how I started collecting. So I was looking back to the oldest period, the beginning of the cinema, and tried to find out how many of those films are still lying around, so that we can acquire it for the archive and preserve it in proper terms.
There are many legends which are associated with Mr. P.K. Nair. Like we know that the films of Phalke, who is the father of Indian cinema, like he had to go to a village near Nasik, and he had to travel by bullock cart over there to actually collect those reels. There are many other things, like he had to cross a river and there was no boatman, and he had to wait for a long time, and then the boatman was arranged, but he picked up those reels and brought them to NFA.
See, this is our checking room. We have a crew of film checkers. So these people, they are checking the film condition on the flight pointer. Every day we are allotting them the films from the vault whose the checking is due. Then some films are coming from outsources, from projection, outside projections. These films are allotted to them for checking. If any damages are there, they will just find out the type of damages, then they repair it with the help of film splicers. They join it together. They will see how minimum frames can be cut and do the good result. If any major damages are there, then they come to us, the supervisor people, they solve the problem, their problems. Then they write that type of damages on the reel-wise checking sheets. Any scratches, anything, with the help of that magnifying glass, they find out the type of damages. When the reel is over, they have to fill up the reel-wise checking sheet. They will sign it on the reel-wise checking sheet. The same reel will be kept in the particular can, and the next will be taken for the checking purpose.
And in fact, as a member of the International Federation of Film Archives, FIAF, with its headquarters in Brussels, from 1969 onwards, we are getting all technical know-how and advice regarding preservation of the cinematic material from FIAF. So we have built our film vaults in accordance with the recommendations of the FIAF.
This is our film acquisition register. Once the film quality is approved and it is satisfactory, so we enter into the film acquisition register. Registers are having the code numbers or the acquisition number, you can see. This is the title of the film, then the length, sensor length, then the laboratory or the build length. You know, laboratory, in which laboratory we are getting it copied or processing, they send us the bill. This is a stain back machine, a small stain machine where we check the print quality. Here you see that 35 mm film CinemaScope we are watching, and any defects are there, any technical defects, like synchronized. I mean, dialogues and the picture is not synchronized properly. So you find that missing problems. So what we do, we just take out that portion, we send it to the laboratory, we get the reprint of the same portion and add it.
We try to get our members of the staff, officers in the preservation department and the documentation departments to get themselves trained from abroad and all that. For example, a colleague of ours who is heading the documentation research section recently had undergone training in Paris in the Bibliothèque Française, and even our officers are slated to be trained at the summer schools, in the summer schools being organized by the International Federation of Film Archives, that is FIAF.
Yeah, in this section we have all kinds of publicity material on Indian cinema. Mainly first collection is of photographs. Photographs will consist of lobby cards plus small size photographs as well as negatives. Now photographs we get from all kinds of producers who are donating material to NFAI. Second kind of collection is song booklets. Now you are aware that Indian films in any language are full of songs. Songs and music is the backbone of Indian cinema. And third kind of collection here is the wall posters. Now you know that as a producer wanted to do street publicity of his film, so wall posters were made. So NFAI has to collect wall poster of every film. Now all this material becomes very important in the absence of film.
So there is no point you are having a great collection of films or other material unless it is accessible to the researchers and the interested public and serious students of cinema. So therefore we decided that there is a need for strengthening the documentation and cataloging division, and I think we are doing a reasonably good job as far as documentation and research is concerned.
Now NFAI collects material even for the recent films, because after 10 years that will become archival. As an archive, we can make our collection vibrant only through exhibitions and printing of those things in books. So usually NFAI recently had an exhibition of wall posters at the International Film Festival at Goa. We had exhibited 240 wall posters. We had a tremendous response. It was an odyssey of Indian cinema through the posters, and it was very well received. We had a similar exhibition in southern France, in Nice. It was on representation of women in Indian cinema.
We have various research projects every year that people opt for, and they do research on various aspects of cinema, like somebody may be doing a certain research project on the sociology of cinema. Somebody may be doing something on the history, someone else may be doing on research on the technical aspects of cinema or the economics of cinema. So the various aspects of cinema are covered by researchers spread all over the country.
इस इंडस्ट्री में मेरे 50 साल पूरे हो गए। मेरा नाम है जयश्री गडकर धुरी। तो ये 50 साल होने के लिए जो मेरे हुए हैं, इसलिए ये थोड़ा मैं रिसर्च कर रही हूँ कि वो जो पुराने फ़ोटोग्राफ्स हैं वो सब मुझे कलेक्ट करके बताने हैं कि ये 50 साल में मैंने क्या क्या काम किया, कैसे कैसे रोल निभाए। इसलिए ये सब मैं कलेक्शन कर रही हूँ आर्काइव्स में।
The collection with us is of various types. The oldest record available with us is that of the Censor Board's record starting from 1920, and then some rare issues or stray issues of the early magazines starting from 1931. The library is largely used by the research workers doing research on any topic related to Indian cinema, and the journalists, the people who are interested in writing books on cinema, the communication students, journalism students, because mass communication is largely covered by all the important universities, and students doing PhD, they all come here. The library is open to anyone, and practically no research is complete without visiting us as far as the Indian cinema is concerned.
Well, the primary mandate of the Film Archive is to acquire and preserve the heritage of Indian cinema. But we are also seized of the matter that any country which is serious about its film culture needs to get sufficiently exposed to what is happening in the field of filmmaking elsewhere in the world. We have a large collection of foreign films. We have films of most of the world masters. So you take names like Kurosawa, Bergman, Renoir, or any other filmmaker. We have quite a number of films in the archive collection.
So the archive ultimately has to be a living reality, in the sense that whatever collections we have in the archive should be exposed to the people on an ongoing, continuous basis, for which we have the regular daily screenings. Some screenings are exclusively for the film students, for the FTI, and some we show it to the public. Every Saturday we have a show for the general public. And after the screenings, we organize discussions.
Il n'y avait que ses grands yeux alors qu'on voyait d'abord, et il allait peut-être 4-5 fois le jour au cinéma. Il avait quelquefois les yeux complètement brûlés.
My meeting with Longwa was in 70s, and I remember I carried a catalog of our collection, my personal catalog with me, and I gave it to him that these are the films which we collected so far. That was 1970. And then he went through about 10-12 pages of that catalog and just counted whatever he ticked marked. Yeah, good. You have, what he said, you have about 30-40 films made before 1940. So he was, according to him, the oldest films which an archive has is the real strength of the archive, not the contemporary. So he was counting the Indian films which we have managed to get made before 1940, So he was happy, you have 30-40 films. So he said, you have done a good job, No, I was really amazed at this man's concept of an archive, So this is, I learned a great deal from him. You must concentrate our energy and, budget and everything for collecting the things which are on the verge of vanishing. Not the last year's films or the last decade's films, Otherwise there is no point,
A new building for the National Film Archive of India is now being constructed at a cost of over rupees 10 crores. It will take care of the color film material in India for the coming 20-25 years at least. It has a storage capacity of over 1,75,000 film cans spread over 4 floors. The facility has been designed and executed by the Civil Construction Wing of All India Radio. On completion, this will become the best facility for film preservation in Asia. As a part of the complex is a 250 seats preview theatre.
But I'm happy to note that that situation is fast changing. So there are very many universities offering cinema as part of the curriculum of late, and there used to be some kind of a stigma and even people, well-informed people had a certain kind of reservation for cinema. If I may use that expression, they had a certain stigma attached to cinema. Cinema did not have the respectability, I can say. But today the situation is not so, and there is a lot of interest being shown about film studies in this country, and it is also important that cultural studies as a discipline is gaining ground in India much faster than film studies did. There are all kinds of complexities attached to that, but then in India, it's not Bollywood alone. So we are making films in almost 25 languages and dialects. All these films need to be seen by larger number of audiences, but I think today's situation, the climate is congenial to that, and these films are transcending all these physical and mental barriers.